Hey guys, welcome back to Comlands and the one tile challenge here. We'll get back to the second apple juice building there in a second. The second apple juice building in a second. I think you know what I mean. This is a one tile challenge as created or suggested by Zorch Farming, friend of the channel. Thank you, Mr. Zorch Farming. We are into episode maybe 15, is my guess today, as we continue to try to amass an income that will allow us to pay off our $500,000 in debt, and then decide if we're going to go with a second stage of this challenge, where we may perhaps add some more property and amp things up a bit. But anyways, so yeah, I opted to put in a second. Oh, let's get out of this noise. It's built I don't know what Granny's doing in there, but it is noisy. Yeah, okay, so we opted to put a second apple juice production in here. I had apple juice and grape juice activated in the first building here, and now I've activated just apple juice in the second building. I just felt that, on one hand, do you remember what happened when we started trying to spawn the apple pallets up at the apple orchard with all the animals? Well, I started doing that just because the apple orchard down here, or the apple juice building, was having a hard time keeping up. There were so many problems going on up the way there with the animals that I figured, well, we'll just put in a second building and see if it'll handle the extra volume. So that's one change. Next change. So down here, if you recall, at the end of the last episode, I was really having a hard time with the loading or unloading trigger here at the sawmill. So I think I have more or less have that figured out now. So no worries there. And for now, I've just started placing the product at the back there until we figure out what we're going to do with it. So it seems to be going okay. We did pump a bunch of wood into it, 31,000 liters of wood right now. I added an additional storage rack. I added a smaller rack here. Anyway, it still holds 40 pallets, but I added a smaller one, and I can't seem to get rid of the hash marks there. They just seem to stay. But anyways, I have all the the triggers and stuff turned off, so you can't see them, and that seems to stay there. But anyway, so this should hold 40 pallets of pasta for us. Yeah, that's really the only changes that I've done. Now, I kind of figured we would be, we would be more into the spring before I saw you guys again. But I think we're going to have to make a quick stop here in this episode in November, because if I'm reading things correctly, we have grass to mow for some strange reason. So let's just put this over here. Got to be careful over here that I don't hit the sell point. Ready to harvest. It doesn't say stage 3 of 4. It just literally says ready to harvest. So I'm taking that as stage 4 of 4. I kind of want to move those bales. Let's do that. We'll grab the trailer and we'll move those bales onto the already mowed property, and then we can pick them up, and then we can mow. Basically, I was surprised that we could do this. So just looking at the firewood there, I was playing around with, so I have universal auto load as a PC mod. I'm trying not to use too many or any like just blatant PC mods, because I know there's a lot of people that are on console that are doing this challenge. So I figured, well, okay, we won't load in like universal auto load, for example, which I know would help us move all the firewood. But I did notice there was an auto load pallet and big bag mod that had come out, which would look like it was all platforms. The only problem is I can't seem to figure out how to make it work. I'd like to, because it does make your life a lot easier being able to use the auto load, especially with all the firewood. But yeah, I just don't know what I'm doing wrong. Oh yeah, this thing has no brakes. So there, we'll just get these things out of the way, and then we can get our mowing on. So that's actually pretty good. So when these are ready, we're going to obviously be loading them into the BGA. Things can get a little funky sometimes. Let's just leave this here. We're going to need it when we pick up the next round of bales anyways. Yeah, things can get a little funky with auto load. But yeah, anyways, I would really like to, for the firewood, utilize some type of cross-platform auto load, and I swear I remember there being one. Anyways, all I've been able to do so far is to, and I understand in reading the description of the mod, it's only for sort of like, I'm reading it as only for new for example, big bags. So meaning anything that is already spawned. I can't use the auto load. Like if I bought an auto load trailer, I can't use it. But anything after I buy the auto load trailer that spawns, I can use it. I think, am I reading that correctly? But it doesn't matter because I did buy it to test it and nothing worked. So I've got to be doing something wrong. So we have this field here, and then we have the one next to our trees that we need to that we're gonna need to mow, because the old canola one out by the flour mill there was already mowed in, I think, the last episode, which is where we got all those bales from that are not ready yet. I found myself contemplating another American sort of large field map with, is it called Ray County? I think it's a Missouri map. Don't know anything about the area, but man, it looks really good. It always happens though, these really nice looking American maps come out, and then I don't know, I can find a lot of inspiration and I can convince myself that maybe I should be playing them, and then I think when I get on them, it's really not that, it's not exactly what I was envisioning, but maybe it's going to be different this time. I just went ahead and got everything mowed. Couldn't help myself. We've mowed enough together, I think, haven't we? Let's see how we do maneuvering this thing around. I feel like we just did this, but yeah, I guess we kind of did in the last episode. So it'd be nice in this episode then if I can get once I get this all baled and wrapped, we would. So then for sure at that point we'd have nothing. Like I think in the last one I said, I'm just going to maintain until the spring when we be mowing and then perhaps a sell off at some point in there. Well, I think it's just kind of backwards. I think we're getting the mow right now, and then we'll end up selling off a bunch of stuff here shortly. So it's probably going to be like mow, bale, wrap, move aside. The bales from the last episode are going to be fermented and ready to put into the BGA, and then these ones will get fermenting. But then I know we're going to have a bunch of stuff we can sell off. Yeah, I was quite happy with the money we made in the last episode. Money definitely makes the world go around here. So we're down to, if I remember correctly, $400,000 owing. But we, like the next big sell-off. So if you remember, we put in that sawmill. I traded and bought this windrow. I bought that tank for the digestate. So we definitely spent some money last episode. So that the next time I have a good size sell off, though, I don't really have to spend a lot of money. What I would though spend money on, I'd spend, I think it's like 17 grand or whatever. I get that tree planter again, and then I get some saplings, and then I'd get some more trees in the ground. I've been kind of debating on, where we've been taking the trees out, what to do there, but I figure I might as well. I'm assuming we're going to get another chance to cut trees down. Like, if I plant them, I'm assuming we'll be in game long enough to get a chance to benefit from them. But it's a shame. It's a shame that I can't figure out how to get the big bag auto load to work, so I don't have to suffer with those bags of firewood. But anyways, it's all good. It'll just make for a bit of a tedious exercise trying to get them all onto the trailer. A bit of one of those rare evenings right now around the household here where my oldest is out with friends. My youngest actually had 2 birthdays today. He's out of commission. We didn't spend any time at the track today. We should have been at the track, but his rear shock basically disintegrated, and I'm having a hell of a time trying to find a replacement for it. So I spent a lot of time today with our local Kawasaki dealer, and then online with a guy who rebuilds this stuff, just trying to find a solution. Anyways, I think I found a solution, but we're still a few days before I'd be able to get anything in hand, which sucks. It's a rare weekend, when it's nice outside, where we're not actually at a track or a race or something. But he was kind of disappointed when I couldn't get the parts, but I had to remind him that this time last year he was basically laid up with a broken femur, and or at least it was close to now. And then the year before that, he had basically like melted all the skin off his calf, with a crash and had to have surgery there. So I'm like, man, you know what? If you just have to wait for some suspension parts, and it means you get to go have some fun with your friends, your non-motorcycle friends, then that's not so bad. But we're supposed to go, so it's a Saturday night right now. My my amazing social life. I'm sitting here recording farming simulator videos. But anyways, I think it's supposed to. So by the time, so my youngest had a sleepover right now, and I got to pick him up at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. It's supposed to feel like 35 degrees Celsius in the morning when I go to pick him up, and then we're supposed to get up to the feels like temperature or whatever, like with the humidex of almost 50, almost plus 50. What the hell? That's insane. That doesn't happen very often. Thank God it doesn't happen very often, but man, that's going to be a spicy one tomorrow. And then it's supposed to go right into Monday, so I actually made an effort not to book any work on Monday also, so it'll be just an in-office day where I avoid any heat. I can deal with the heat. I don't mind it, but I don't know. The last thing I need to do is get stuck, having to go work in an old farmhouse or something and just dealing with 50 degrees Celsius. That is not good. Typically with the warm weather comes extreme storms for us every year. I mean, God, the amount of tornado warnings we got last year was crazy. So I can only guess that with this buildup of heat, we're going to have some kind of a catastrophic release. It usually comes right after it, and in the form of very strong thunderstorms, hail, all that stuff. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we're spared. I'm not sure I'm doing the best job. I don't think anything's very straight, but this tractor bounces around a lot trying to get these rows done. This would be around the time I'd say, if a tractor popped up, we'd probably maybe take a look at it. But honestly, I don't think that's going to be the case anytime soon here. We may get our entire challenge closed out with just this tractor, and then if we do go to a plus version of this challenge, then maybe we look at adding a tractor at that point. But yeah, I could see us getting all the way through this with never having added another tractor. Kind of wild. Normally I like adding tractors. So we're gonna see how many bales we get this time. What did we get? I think, was it 30 something when we did the mowing in the last episode? All right, so that's both fields rowed up. Let's go and grab that baler and see what kind of damage we can do. When I was resetting the bale counter, I couldn't help but notice that we've pulled 450 bales off so far with this thing. Pretty good. We've put some decent hours on it. Actually, when you look at speaking of hours, we're 52 hours on this tractor so far. We can't sell it as part of this one tile challenge. We're supposed to hang on to it. I would, though, consider changing it once the sort of initial challenge is done. And I think Farmer Mike, you did that, didn't you? You swapped out this tractor for something else when you hit that kind of freedom mark, when you freed yourself from the chains of the one tile challenge. I don't know. It's good tractor though, but I think we're gonna get into a situation where we're gonna end up spending too much money keeping it serviced, right? Because when you get to a certain amount of engine hours, it really escalates the frequency and of when you need to repair it. Just trying to see if I missed anything here before we move on to the next field. I must have missed a tiny bit. That's really all I need to complete a final bale here. So let's see, we got, so 16. So if I can spit out one more bale, it would be 17 bales over here. That's probably all she wrote. So 29, almost got to 3,000 liters. All right, I'll spit that one out, and then we'll get a fresh count when we get to the other side over here. So 17 bales. Man, we've been spitting out bales fast and furious here. This has been pretty good. We're over 50 for the session right now. I believe we had like 17 on the first field. So what is that? 33. We could have 40 bales over on this side. That's fantastic. I think when we were on the other side, I said if we got about 50, that'd be pretty good. I think we're over 50 now. So I got one more partial row here and a little bit of scraps to pick up, like what I just left right there. Yeah, we'll take this one up and then we'll hunt for scraps on the way back down, and then we're done. Then it's time to start wrapping this stuff. What do we got right now? Wait till that one drops. 56. Yeah, so basically we've almost pulled 40 bales off of this field. Well, hopefully the silage is good in the BGA. Hopefully that was a smart idea, because I mean, we're like a few $100s a bale anyways if we were to just straight up sell the silage bales. But we want to kind of try to use that production, I guess. So I was looking further at the toy manufacturing, because somebody did make a comment to let me know that it was working fine for them, and I definitely have a conflict of some kind, because when I have my like the log up and I go to select the toy manufacturer, it immediately throws errors saying that it has invalid fill types in toys and carvings. And it makes a big deal of that. So I think I said when I try to place it, it doesn't give me any of the options for the toys or anything, right? So that's I guess that's the indication right there. And there you go. Almost 60 bales, including a couple little partial bales. We'll get this tucked away. Oh, I see potatoes over there. Potatoes are one that I just grab every chance we can, because they are feeding the BGA. All right, well, this should take a minute or 5. Holy. That's a lot of bales to wrap, I think. I wonder if the 5 boxes of bale wrap that we had are going to be enough. All right, this is going pretty smooth. We are just working through our last box of bale wrap here, and I'm anticipating needing to buy another pallet, because, yeah, if I remember correctly, we don't have anything under the covering over there. But we got the first field all wrapped up. We're pretty much just working our way down this field here, and then I think we're moving on to a bit of a sale. I think December, I can't remember, there's a bunch of things that mature in December, not to mention the silage from the first cut, like the bales that are already down by the BGA there. Those should be ready to put into the BGA, so we can see exactly how those function. A couple of things are actually ripe for sale right now. I noticed that the wood beams, I think, are of which I've got about 2,100 liters, so about 2 pallets and a tiny bit. I noticed those are at top price right now already. I think that was a good call, diversifying our wood productions, not just the firewood. One, for my own sanity, not having to deal with that many firewood bags, because my gosh, it's going to be a lot. But also, I mean, it's quite likely that the beams are going to be a more lucrative than the firewood ever was. But my whole thing is I just wanted to produce firewood and see how it went. So this recording is basically starting the next day after I started wrapping bales on a Sunday, and now it's a Monday in real life as I'm finishing this up. Oh, there we go. All empty. Need to go buy more. Well, I can not only... Let's go double check just to make sure we don't have any over here. I was going to say I can not only... I could purchase the pallet and then fill the wrapper, but then I can also... I've got forks on here, so we can also transport the pallet if we have to buy one up at the store. I think we're going to have to buy one, but anyways, yeah, I started. So this is the really hot day. Yesterday was hot. By the time I picked my kid up at a sleepover in the morning, got him home. He got to chill out for a while because he really didn't get much sleep, obviously, as 11-year-olds at a birthday party. And then managed to, I might as well just go into too much information. There was a clamp on my exhaust on my truck that wasn't attached properly, so I had to do some work there. And then we went to the skate park, and basically my youngest has gotten into riding scooters, much to my dismay. I would love to see my kids on skateboards, but my older kid went BMX and my younger kid's going scooter. So I was a skater growing up, so I would have loved to see one of them take that up, but no, neither one took to skateboarding. They're into scootering and and BMX. But so shredded the skate park yesterday afternoon. Got back with one completely exhausted kid, and yeah, just kind of laid low all evening. It was just hot, crazy hot. Saturday night we lost power and had a pretty crazy thunderstorm. So it was a lot of thunder and lightning. But at least by the morning, the power's back on. It sucks when you go to sleep and the power's out, and then the first thing you do when you wake up, you're like, flip a light switch or check to see if your phone's charging or whatever, and then it's always nice when the power's back. It's like a little morning gift for you. All right, so we've gone with some of this new lizard gecko wrap here, and we've switched the bales from black to red. Don't think I've ever used red bale wrap before, but it's not going to change the performance. Obviously, the bales are going to wrap the same as they always have, but we'll have a bunch of tomatoes in the field instead of just the black bales. I think we'll just store the pallet of bale wrap. I never use this door anyway, so we'll probably just put it in front of this door. But yeah, if I can't find bale wrap one day, remind me it's there. Yeah, I should have done this a long time ago. Man, this is way better when you can see these brightly colored bales. So much easier to see what you've wrapped and what you haven't wrapped. I never even considered that. I don't know that I would always go with red, but this bright color makes all the difference. I find I've checked the store a couple times in this episode while I've not necessarily checked it on camera, but it's so disappointing not having all the options. I can't wait to add back in the extreme store availability mod or whatever it's called. Oh, on a side note too, so there was a Farmer Mike episode of this one tile challenge where he had installed the more visual animals mod and then had subsequently disabled it after having some quirks. And you know what? In all fairness, I guess I felt that this game my was running a little bit weird also, and I hadn't really been able to put my finger on it. So coming back here after. Well, like I mentioned, I started recording this, 2 days ago, and now I'm finishing it. I've removed the mod myself just to see if anything improves. It was little things that I just couldn't put my finger on, really. Just weren't functioning the same way they normally would. So I'm debating on leaving the bales in the field, but let me just check something here. Yeah, I think we'll probably try to throw some digestive. I'll move the bales because we should probably move them and see if we can get some fertilizer down. And that way, as this field's growing over the winter, we're at least giving it a good chance to grow. I'm surprised we even got that cut in, to be honest with you. I wonder if it means that when we hit the spring, we're not going to get that sort of third stage cut before we got to put the oats back in. But we'll see. Anyways, we got a full growth stage cut in the fall, which was pretty good, I guess. So we're gonna slam this back over here, and then yes, I guess I will get. I mean, it's not like it's not a lot of work to get the bales out of the field. So we'll do that. We'll get them all organized, and then yeah, I don't think we'll sell anything in this month, but I think we'll probably jump to December anyways, and make some more money. All right, firewood processors down to 8,700 liters. I haven't had any issues with it, so I think I can jam some more wood into that. Sawmill's at 30,000 liters, and it's chugging along nicely. So look, we got 1,900 liters of wood chips. So we'll be able to sell those wood chips when we come to... So there's another production. There's a wood chip production, which makes like a bunch... Maybe I talked about this already, but it makes a whole bunch of wood chip-based wood products. That's another one that I can't seem to get working. And I think it's a fill type error, so not exactly sure what to do there. Yeah, look at this. Carrots. We can't keep up with the carrot production. Sorry, we can't keep up with the carrot pasta production. We've got lots of flour in there. Spinach is about to max out, and tomatoes. So we're not exactly keeping up with everything here, but it is churning out boxes of pasta. That's really all I wanted to check, was just to see. I was mostly curious. Oh wait, where's the? Oh, it's over here. I was mostly curious about the wood. So probably by end of day or end of episode, like as we go into the next well, it'll be a month or so. We'll have to just double check to make sure that I still have wood in the firewood production. Yeah, even though I don't have the more visual animals mod or whatever activated, it still looks pretty good over there. We still got a lot of little buggers running around. So this field, I should be able to get this whole field in one shot here. Oh, already stabbing bales. Yeah, look at those red bales, man. Those things stand out like crazy. Figure I might as well grab a few more before we go and stack these. I think I'm out of sequence with the auto loading settings, so we'll see if I screw things up when we get these down to the other bales. I think we'll want to keep them separate anyways because they'll ferment at different times, but we'll have to make sure that I don't screw up the other stacks. And I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough digestate to basically fertilize both fields, but we'll see. All right, that went sort of smooth. It's funny when it shows the round bales down there, it kind of looks like it's straw, doesn't it? The icon, is that just the general icon for round bales, or does it always look like I would have thought that if it was grass it would show like a green bale. Did I just never notice that before? But how many people am I screwing up right now by mixing my red and black bales? I love seeing the stacks of bales though. I think the king of that is Clutch Simulations, fellow Canadian. The amount of challenges that he's done with just massive amounts of bales are a lot. I think he was like one of the first persons I ever really saw do large scale, worker and follow me scenarios where he'll have like, 6 mowers and 6 balers and 6 wrappers all going around. That's a guy that likes to suffer. All right, so dump these last ones here, and then we have got some fertilizing to do, I think, hopefully. I think I have about 30,000 liters of digestate, which I don't know how far that's going to go for us. I have all the room in the world, but I still managed to cramp everything in here. All right, perfect. Let's just leave it like that. What the heck? Sorry, it's 24,000 liters of digestate. Well, we're definitely fertilizing. If you look down on the mini map there, as usual, we're turning the red, orange, and yellow into beautiful shades of green. So that is a bonus. Let's see if we can get through one full pass here. Yeah, it looks like we'll be about a half a tank for one full pass. So we'll be about a tank and a half, I think, for this whole field here. 8, 16. So that might be all of our digestate, actually. Because a tank is 8,000 liters. So a tank and a half, actually. How's that math? Because if we go through 16 and then another 8, 4, so it's about 20,000. So it's let's say it's most of the 8 and 12, so about 12. So it'll be close to half of our digestates. Then we'll get about half the other field. We won't even get half the other field, actually. I guess is what I'm really thinking. Maybe what that'll mean is we'll get part of the field done, and then as we generate more digestate into the winter, maybe we'll have an opportunity to throw down some fertilizer before we start growing again. There was another like slurry digestate type spreader that popped up in the store. I think it had a capacity of about double what we have right here. Wait, am I going to be able to fertilize this? Anyways, yeah, it's I think it would be about twice the amount of money as what this one was, but it has a longer working width and holds about twice as much. I guess I'm not too worried though, because in reality, we burn through this stuff pretty good, and if I've got to refill it, like nothing's too far away from anything. So if I did have to, refill it, it's not really the end of the world. Kind of looks nice with those trees in the background there. We're definitely cutting our way through them. You can see how far we've gotten. It's a moneymaker for sure, man. Oh my gosh. If we get a chance to get through all those trees there and process them into firewood and beams and planks and stuff, we're gonna be we'll be relatively wealthy. We'll be wealthy farmers. All right, so there's only 14,000 liters left in the BGA, so we'll take that. I don't know how many liters we just put in there, so there'll be a little bit left anyway. So we'll get through a small amount of this field. Yeah, we'll see. We may get a pass or two total coverage, and then we'll, anyways, at least part of it'll be healthy, and then maybe in another month or two, like November, December. I mean, probably, who knows? We can probably put some fertilizer to still down in like January or whatever. Because I don't think we'll start to see this grass grow really until, what, March? Is that right? I guess I could also buy some digestate. I think I can buy it down in the bulk purchase. But then I could at least fertilize the field properly. This section up here is pretty rough. If you look at the map down there, we're only getting a minimal fertilized state here. If I could come in here with maybe some solid fertilizer or even some liquid fertilizer on top of this digestate, that might be good. Yeah, so there'll be a little bit more left in there because I think I had close to 1,000 liters already in here. So with steering assist, like what I'm using right now with the lines there, am I right in thinking, did I hear that you can retrofit pretty much anything with that, and then basically just use technology to run your vehicles on course? Did I hear that right? I want to say that I heard that in a Grant Hilbert videos. But I could see how if I was farming, I would want that in real life too. Because I watch these guys and they're like sprayers, for example. I've seen a lot of sprayers out recently, and I don't know how they know exactly where they've been and how they're not like wasting product or whatever. I can only imagine that they're using some kind of GPS guidance. I'm down to the last like roughly 1,000 liters. I just emptied the BGA. I think I will go, actually. I might have to purchase 2 tankfuls maybe. Let's see if we can even purchase digestate in the bulk fill over there. Yeah, there we go. Because I might as well get this field fertilized properly. This would be a good time. So now that I'm looking at this, I'm like, I wonder what that sprayer was in the store. Yeah, right there, $12,000. Only 37% off, but $12,000 holds 2,000 liters more than what we have right now and has a wider spread. So maybe not worth it. It only holds 2,000. If it held twice as much, maybe. And 2,000 is not, it's not nothing, but it's not enough, I don't think. Okay, so the question is, can I get digestate here? I can. And how much is it? 185 bucks. So if that, oh yeah, okay. So so you see the math. So if that's $185 to fill that, we have, if we just set our digestate to sell and then bought it in bulk, we would probably be ahead. But I don't think I'm going to do that. I'll keep using what we make in the BGA for our fields. But I think you can see right there, like the digestates, it'd be worth it for me to just sell the digestate and then repurchase it. But I'm not gonna. That might be a bit too scammy for me, even for me. So I'm guessing we'll have to fill this up probably one more time, if not 2 more times, and then we can pretty much probably kiss November goodbye, unless there's some other surprise that pops up. I don't know what other surprises there could be other than, a really good price for one of the things that we're growing or making. All right, well, I guess we only had to fill it up once, so that's pretty good. Just got to get through this last tiny little bit. So it is a definitely a patchwork of results when you look at the mini map. But yeah, look. Okay, I can't see it well there, but we're striped and crazy. So let's put this back over here by the BGA. All right, let's check the time-saving stock check quickly here. I had mentioned wood beams, so wood beams are top price right now at the little market, so we can grab the couple pallets that we've already produced there. Spinach pasta is dead on. Peas are good. I mean, carrot pasta's right there. I don't know, man. You know what? If we sold the wood beams, the 3-color pasta, or all the pastas, and the peas, we'd be making a couple bucks right now before we move into what is likely going to be a little bit of a bigger sell-off. And we've still got time in this episode here, so I think that's what we're going to end up doing right now. And then we will all rejoice as I'll have paid down more of the loan, which is good news. We'll move these planks over with the other planks there, and then we'll grab the 2 pallets of beams. Ramming speed at that deer. Definitely not in a hurry to get everything paid off, but it would be nice to sort of free us up so we can make a decision on what, for us in particular, what 1 tile plus means. Because at that point, there's nothing set in stone that says, you know, we got to do one thing or another. I was thinking about maybe doing a poll to see whether people were interested in it, and then maybe we could pick some of the, you know, restrictions and rules via a poll, but I might just set it up and do it regardless. I'm kind of at, I'm definitely at the point, well, as you've seen, I haven't yet to post an episode of my life in Poland. It's been quite a while since I've posted anything there. I think I'd mentioned having time and creative time are 2 different things. So it's been hard to find time to actually, you know, tell a story. But it would be nice to get some closure there as well. Or not closure, but some continuation. Sorry if I freaked anybody out. What do you mean closure? And then I've got a finale episode in the works for New Frontier, more of a recap episode where we can go and see exactly what happened over the period of years of gameplay. Oh, this is gonna sell there, isn't it? Okay, I didn't want to sell it there. I want to go sell it down at the pasta sell point. But yeah, that and then I'm just dying to. I mean, we haven't. So it's a Monday right now. We have yet to see any new mods come out. So I'm no different than anybody when it's mod day. Sort of with anticipation, I'm waiting to see. I don't really need to see anything in the mod hub other than a good map to do the next the next series on, which will be like a starting from scratch series. These ones almost spawn in the sell point. All right, that's good. Well, that'll be all the pasta in there. I guess we'd just go up and get the peas afterwards, and then we're moving on, folks. I mean, there's no real set amount that I need to be at in order to pay down the loan, but I kind of like those $50,000 increments, which would mean we have a little bit of time before I'm going to go and sell anything, and pay any more to the loan there, because we only have $51,000. So let's grab, like I said, the peas, and then we got a bit of a nap to do. Might as well throw this olive oil in there at the same time. Yeah, I think there's only 1 pallet of peas in here. Yeah, that's it. I think we're just close to spawning. We're like 700 or 800 liters in before we see the next pallet come out, the next box or whatever. All right, so we will go to sleep with $53,000 in the bank, a bunch of bales fermenting, which is cool, although those bales are all going to go into the BGA. Maybe we should, before we go to sleep, just check the methane we have. Oh, because we sold it. We have barely anything. Electric charge, yeah. Yeah, we have it set to storing. It's just we had already sold some, so we don't have a lot in there. You know what? Let's do one more thing, actually, while we're here. So potatoes. I have potatoes right now growing in one. So we have carrots, sunflowers growing here. So let's add potatoes to this one. All right, because the carrots, if we if we slow down the carrot production, that's not the end of the world. In this one we have potato. Oh, this is the one we put. Yeah, okay, this is the one we put seeds. So we activated the seeds fertilizer plus water production in this one. So we have potatoes and tomatoes growing there. This one is just lettuce. Oh, lettuce and spinach. Okay. Sunflowers alone. So we'll put potatoes in that one too. Oh. Some of these are going to spawn pallets right behind the juice factories. Okay, there's why we're seeing a lot of carrots. So we have carrots, peas. Okay, whatever. All right, that's cool. Maybe we'll do potatoes. Yeah, look, we already have 15,000 liters of carrots sitting in here. So I'll change that to deactivate. We'll keep it on distribute so it keeps feeding, but we already have a backup of carrots in here. Okay, well, you know what? Let's take a quick nap. And, well, actually, what I'll do is I'll go dump this down in the BGA, and then we'll meet up again probably as we sell off some more stuff here. So be right back, sort of. Okay, and welcome to December. Man, the second day of November, I kind of just did what I needed to do to get us here to December. We're going to check prices here in a second, but man, there was actually quite a bit of stuff to do. I was busy. Mostly it was tending to pallets, putting things away, making sure that I had to put some more wood into the firewood production because we ran dry there. I did not sell anything. I did not buy anything. I did just move, wool and milk. I moved. So I think that was a great call to activate potatoes in all of the greenhouses because instead of just being able to move a pallet or two, I think I moved 6 or 8 pallets down here. It was quite a bit. So let's see what, we'll put these in here. I imagine we're probably burned through. Let's go just double check. Do we have any potatoes still in here? Yeah, material's missing. So it's definitely burning through the potatoes, but we're producing more potatoes now. So it's, at least it's getting more stuff anyways. How much digestate was in there? Digestate is at 2,500 liters. Okay, well, let's go. We'll throw this pasta in. Oh, okay, well, let's check. Sorry, I'm going to jump around a lot today. Let's check prices now, specifically pastas, because I'm about to put some pasta in storage, but maybe it's sellable. Carrot pasta, yep. Spinach pasta, yeah, we'll sell that. We'll sell it at the pasta sell point. Okay, so all the pasta. So on our way over to the animals to get the milk and everything, we'll... Instead of putting this pasta in storage, we'll just sell it. And then, oh, come on, what are you doing? And then we'll come back and grab the rest to sell. Oof. Now, imagine all of the silage is probably ready to put into the BGA, so we'll have to do that also. Man, okay, what do we start the day with, like $52,000 or something like that? We should end up with a bunch. This is why we do the productions though, right? It's all about making money. And in this case, it's all about making money, paying off that loan, and then being able to decide what we want to do next. So we have yet to sell off any of the planks. We have sold off wood beams, so that's why there's obviously so many more planks than there are beams, but we do produce planks at a much higher rate than we do the beams. Oh, we got grass growing here already, so that's good. Yeah, so everything there is stage 2 of 4 now. So maybe we will see stage 3. I doubt we'll see a stage 4 before it's time to put oats in, which I think is what, like March or something like that. Yeah, let's fill this up first. Let's be careful not to dump anything going around the corner. All right, so we'll go put these in production. Oh, don't fall off there, wool. We'll put these in production and then we'll check sell prices because I think this will be the month where we'll make a bunch of dough. We will probably not do much else in the month of December. I think in the month of like January, February, there's still maybe some stuff maturing in those months. All right, I'm storing things, but really what I need to do is stop and check the prices. But last, I think let's just make sure we don't have any more potato pallets. I see 3 over there, 1 over here. So I've determined that Carrying, oh, there's 2 right here. Okay. Carrying 3 at a time is kind of my max. I can't really do much more than that without tipping over. So I either have to get a weight. Really what I should do is get another trailer. So this becomes a lot easier, but or you know, if there was a telehandler that might work. Because I think a telehandler typically allows you, I think it's got a weightier back end, doesn't it? Where it allows you to carry more. Something's going on where these pallets are moving now. All right, while we're down here, we might as well sell off the pasta and then also check the silage, I guess, because really I think we're going to be putting, this thing will probably, the BJ will probably handle 100,000 liters at a time. And if that's the case, I don't know how many liters we have here, but it won't be able to take all of the silage that we have at once. All right, let me spawn these pallets. All right, that's nice and clean. We got to check the store too. I say we got to check the store. I was sort of snooping in there earlier, and there's a couple interesting things I saw at sort of first glance. Ooh, actually, oh shit. Oh crap! I'm putting things back in. Oh, okay. Look at what happened. I tried to take 4 at a time, and then I started dumping them all over the place. There was a tractor actually there that might be kind of interesting. It looks like you can get up to. It's an up to 100 horsepower kind of tractor, something small. I wonder if it would be a good like the kind of thing where if we just put a permanent trailer on it, it might be a good runner for all this kind of stuff in the mornings. This is how you want your pasta delivered, right? All right, let's check these bales. These are all going to be fermented, yeah. These ones are about a month behind. All right, so these are the bales over here that we want, and I want to be careful that I don't pick up the non-fermented ones. So we'll just kind of work our way over here. Well, this is not if there's 24 bales here, I think it's like 70,000 liters for when I've got 20 bales. All right, so so max silage is 75,000 liters, so we're pretty much there anyways. And actually, I just thought of something. If I can't put grass in the BGA, so I could literally just put I could have unloaded the bales right on that loading point there, and as they ferment, they would have fed in there. Let's grab the other ones here. Yeah, actually, so there's no worry if I accidentally put grass bales at that spot. But we'll dump these bales over here so they'll feed as it's needed. Not only is the BJ full there, but it's more than full. So let's check the wood products. Yeah, wood beams are good. Sell them at the little market. Planks are short. So we'll grab this and we'll grab the other wood beam that we have. These seem to be good all the time. And even in hard economy, they're worth quite a bit. Can't imagine what they'd be worth in easy economy. Can't imagine playing this in easy economy. It's funny, I made mention of a tractor in the sale there, and then I never actually looked at it. So you guys are probably like, what the hell's the tractor, man? I wonder if anybody's actually said, hurry up and show us the tractor. So I was thinking that one of the ways we could transition if we were going to into a one tile challenge plus would be, oh yeah, these are worth a ton of money, would be to just go into the XML and add debt, or perhaps take a loan with the enhanced loan system with some really challenging payback terms, but then go back and eliminate that money with using easy dev so we don't have it, but then also make myself have to purchase the property like out of my own money. I don't know, some stuff to think about. Okay, let's go in the store first. Yeah, here we go. Little 4-wheel drive Fiat, 50% off. Which one's on sale? Is it the 100 horsepower? No, okay. I like this little tractor, but if it was the 100 horsepower one that was on sale, yeah, see, we'd have to pay $11,000 to get 100 horsepower. Sometimes you go in there and the one that's on sale is the high horsepower one. But all right, let's just go down the list here. So if we spawn canola oil, we got what looks like 4 pallets of canola oil. That is definitely going to sell today. So little market. What other oils? Not the olive oil. So one of these pallets over here. Oh, you know what? Let's before I go and try to grab more pallets and accidentally dump them in here, let's get these. Yeah, because these should be, I mean, it says 8,000, but I guess there's a bonus when you sell at these market stands. So we're probably going to be making some dough there. Let's grab whatever one of these is canola oil. Okay, so that one says canola oil. That one says sunflower oil. All right, so we're up to $85,000. So I think I'm going to quickly pay 50 grand towards our loan now. So we're going to go from 400 to 350. All right, carrots are going to stay in the production. So apple juice, we're not. Oh, why am I spawning apples? I guess that maybe that's just because it's not processed yet. Hope there's no apples up in the field there, or maybe those pallets came back. Okay, so we're not going to sell the apple juice yet. We're not selling carrots because those are going in production. The clothing is considerably low. Well, look, we're looking at 100 grand futures right there. Diesel, no. Digestate, no. Electric charge, we could set to sell. Methane, we barely have any, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. That's just small potatoes, so to speak. We have potatoes. So this is for the future. That's firewood. Don't worry. Grape juice is still $1,300 short. Don't worry about that. Grass, we're not selling. Lettuce, we're short. Peas are good, but I'm not really going to worry too much about that right now. Potatoes are going into the BGA. Silage is not being sold. It's going into the BGA. Somehow we've generated some more pasta. No to the sunflower oil. We're not selling water. And, well, wood chips could be sold at the little market. All right, so it looks like that's probably what we're going to sell off right now. I'm going to put this away here, and then we'll probably go... we'll probably call it there, guys, and then we will in the next... So between now and... Okay, that went in there. Between now and the next episode, so this is December, we may see some of the stuff mature as far as sale prices between now and... between now and the end of the month. We might see that happen. I'm not going to worry too much about that if I do. We will likely start the next episode off getting through January, February selling. Somewhere in there, I do want to get the tree planter and some saplings and start replanting our tree rows there. So that's definitely something that could happen. Yeah, that makes sense. Triple stack. Nice thing is I can drive across the grass field, so I don't have to worry about the crops. When the oats are in, that's when things get a little tough, but for now we can just blast across here. Hopefully I can get these in there with all that silage, with all those silage bales kicking there. But yeah, anyways, yeah, so next episode likely be a combination of selling, hopefully planting some trees, and then perhaps also cutting some trees down prior. You know what I'll do? I'll cut down a bunch of trees before the next episode, so that way we have some room to plant, and then yeah, I'll go from there. So all right, so we're gonna leave that there, guys. That is episode 15 already. We are down to $350,000 owing. There have been times, obviously, where we would have had the opportunity to pay down more, but we keep investing, reinvesting into our farm, which I think there's no problem with that. So I'll leave it there, guys. All right, so we'll see you in the next one, and let's get ready to get this thing paid off. All right, see ya. To the street.